When you compare two words and decide which one comes first alphabetically, you do it instantly, and you'll get the right answer every time. So how do you do it? Not in terms of how you were taught to do it, but what mechanism in your brain actually performs that step-by-step comparison, letter by letter, until a decision is reached. You don't look it up. You don't memorize every possible pair of words. Something in your brain follows the sequence of steps, makes decisions along the way, and produces a precise result. That's the key idea. This ability is not just recognition. You are following a learned step-by-step procedure. In other words, your brain is running something very much like a computer program. So what would that look like in a brain? Whatever the mechanism is, it must be built from capabilities that already exist in simpler nervous systems. And I've identified 4 fundamental abilities that appear to be sufficient, and I've implemented in the brain simulator thought to show how they work together. First, the ability to recognize a situation and respond, something even simple animals can do. Second, the ability to follow a sequence, which shows up everywhere from walking to other learned routines. And then 2 additional capabilities are needed: the ability to create connections within the brain and the ability to detect whether those connections exist. These are basic properties of neurons and synapses, and together they are enough to build procedural behavior. Using just these 4 capabilities, I've constructed working procedures entirely from atomic thoughts, a graph-based structure that is neurally plausible. Here's a simple example. Imagine traversing a sequence. At each step, you check whether there is a next element, that is, a synapse to the next item in the sequence. If there is, you move forward. If not, you stop. That loop, test, respond, update, repeat, is already a program, and it can be implemented entirely using these simple neural operations. Now apply that same idea to comparing words. You step through both words at the same time, comparing one letter from each. If the letters are the same, you advance. If they differ, you decide which one comes first and stop. That's the procedure your brain is executing. But even that comparison isn't primitive. To decide which letter comes first, you rely on another learned structure, the alphabet. The only thing which defines the order of letters is the alphabet you learned by reciting it as a child. So you have yet another sequence defining the order of letters. Initially, your brain has no alternative but to step through the alphabetic sequence to see which of 2 letters comes first. So what looks like a simple comparison is actually a nested procedure. At first, your brain has to work through that sequence, but something interesting happens. When the procedure runs, it creates result connections, like B comes before T. These connections initially fade quickly, but with repetition they become stronger and more permanent. Over time, the result becomes immediate. You no longer step through the alphabet, you simply know. What began as a sub-procedure becomes recognition. This also explains a limitation. Your brain is very good at pairwise comparisons, but not at sorting longer lists. Most people would struggle to alphabetize even a small list without writing it down, because the brain can't maintain much intermediate state. Computers can, which is why they scale so well. On the other hand, these mental procedures are extremely reliable. When you compare 2 decimal numbers, for example, how often are you wrong? Essentially never. That level of precision is very different from most current AI approaches. And because this process is implemented in brain simulator thought, we can actually observe it running and measure the operations involved. We can evaluate the timing, and that gives us a concrete, neurally plausible model for how this kind of exact reasoning might work. The takeaway is simple. Your brain can execute procedures, not just recognize patterns. And those procedures can emerge from very simple operations: sequences, context-driven responses, and the creation and detection of connections. If this makes sense to you, you're seeing something important. This may be a missing piece of how minds actually work. If you'd like to explore it further, you can join the Future AI Society and download the Brain Simulator Thought from GitHub and try it for yourself. And as always, thanks for watching.